Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. Guess what? It's October. And if you have kids, you know this because the countdown for Halloween has begun. Um, the thing about the changing of the seasons this year, it's been for me, it's been a really good reminder that everything changes, everything passes, everything is ultimately temporary. So if you had a rough week or you're just going through a rough time, just keep that in mind. Like everything else, this will pass. It will change. You will emerge from it stronger and new things will arrive. And with that thought, here as always is my friend and co-founder, Dr. Drew Brazier. Drew?
Good morning and happy October as well. Yeah, my youngest son has been counting down, I think for the past 2 weeks. So at least we're now in the month of Halloween. He's super excited, and hopefully you can have some fun with it this year. In regards to what Sarabo was just saying, I think is just always so important that things are always changing, and it's hard in the moment to see maybe what good might come out of it, or you may not even want to see what good is going to come out of it, and that's okay too, because some things are just so painful or difficult to be able to see that. And what I would say is to reach out to people around you. Don't be afraid to reach out to your supports and any resources that you have. If you are going through kind of a hard time, this can happen quite a bit in the fall, and especially he's going to the more towards winter and whatnot. People can kind of feel the stress, and so reach out to those around you. Don't be afraid to do that. Now we're going to jump in and talk about a couple points around sleep that you may be thinking, well, I'm just trying to wake up. Why am I talking about sleep? Well, these couple points that I'm going to bring up around sleep, you may not have really thought that those impact sleep and how they do, and it's stuff that you can be doing throughout your day that will help you be able to get better sleep at night. And sleep is something that you hang around our Good Morning lives here, you'll hear me talking about several times in many different ways, because there's so much that you can do to help improve your own sleep. And as I jump into these couple points to help you get true restorative sleep, I want to talk about sleep just in general for a second. Of the reality is that if we want to be good sleepers, it does take work. And it's so interesting over the years, whenever I have been trying to help people with sleep and get people into more restorative sleep. A lot of times people say, oh my gosh, like that takes work. That's a lot. That's exhausting to think about. I'm like, that's good. And then that'll make you fall asleep eventually here. So it's okay that it takes work. It's truly is one of the most important and foundational things that we can do is getting good sleep. And notice the word that I've used a few different times: restorative sleep. So what are these few things that you can focus on? Like I said, over the next coming weeks, I'm going to come back to sleep and talk about other points that you can make. And in Mind Current, that's something we talk about quite a bit, is the sleep process. So first and foremost, it's interesting when we start to look at individual sleep patterns. And then I'll start to ask the question, okay, well, tell me about your day. Like, what's your average day looking like? And what I'm looking for, just to share a couple insights on that to make this point, is I'm looking to see how much are you moving during the day. You see, when we talk about movement, we're not talking about movement in a way of, oh, you need to, just burn calories. We don't even talk about that. Um, Movement has so many different uh, positive impacts on the rest of your life and reasons why we really do need to be moving more. Um, but one of them is if we're moving throughout the day, okay, and being intentional about it, taking a few times throughout the day to have just 10-15 minute walk breaks, or talking and walking at the same time. If we have, a phone call or a meeting that we just have to be on audio, are you moving? Are you taking a walk? Okay, are you stretching? Using your body throughout the day, because if we think about it, how do we expect our body to want to go into restorative mode and get deep down, into the fourth stage of sleep and truly get restorative if your body's like, well, you're not really using me throughout the day? um, it's hard for the body to really want to get rest if we're not physically requiring it to use energy. Okay. That's part of that restorative process. And again, people will look at me and be like, wait, why are we talking about movement throughout the day? I need help with sleep. Well, that is a foundational and very fundamental piece to being able to get restorative sleep. So look at your schedule. How much movement are you getting in each day right now? Be very intentional about that. You will also notice your energy levels throughout the day are so much better. People focus so much more whenever they are moving throughout the day. And think about it relative to sleep as well. Another thing, too, is trying to go into the evening while we've still got a little bit too much caffeine in us. Now, for the record, I love coffee. Okay, you could ask Sarab that about that. I love to have coffee, but you want to be careful about drinking it too much into the afternoon. Okay, if you're hitting energy slumps in the afternoon and stuff like that, then there's other things that you can do. We'll talk about that on another day. But try not to have caffeine be what is keeping you going through the afternoon, because the half-life of caffeine, you're trying to go to sleep and you still have equivalent to a cup or two of coffee in you, maybe, or whatever caffeine you might be consuming. So look at that as well. As your body is still kind of on upper mode when you're trying to get it to turn down. Now, the last point that I want to make with sleep, and have you be thinking about this for the weekend. And again, these are just a few things you can do. There's so many more things we'll talk about as time goes on. But another one is, when do you wake up? Okay. Our bodies really do like rhythms. Okay. I mean, that's how it operates. The less that we have to really think with our prefrontal cortex, the better, decision making, all of that, the better things are going to be for our deeper brain and for our habits and rhythms. And so what I want you to think about is, when you wake up, are you waking up within the same 30-minute window each day? Now, there's some days where, yeah, you just need a little more rest. Okay. And listen to your body. That's totally fine. But the majority of days, even on weekends, I would encourage you to be waking up in the same 30-minute window. Okay. Say that you need to be up by 7 every day. Well, okay, between 6:30 and 7 is when you wake up each day. All right. And staying consistent with that, then at night, the body and the brain are communicating, it's time to start kicking up some natural melatonin here so we can get tired and get ready to go to sleep, because we're waking up at this time. It's more important what time frame you're waking up within than it is at what time you actually try to go to sleep. So think about these few things, okay? Again, the few ones here from today. Movement throughout your day. Be careful with caffeine later into the day, and the time frame within which you wake up, being the same 30-minute window each day. So think about that. And as we close up this video today, I just want to invite you just to breathe for the next minute, and truly taking it in for 3 to 4 seconds of a good inhale and a good exhale for 4 seconds, in for 3 to 4, and out for a good 4. Okay. And make sure that exhale, really, you're just really letting it out. Think about what you have going on today. Get yourself ready to take on any task that's going to come your way. You can do it. You got this. Wrap up the week on a strong note, and hopefully give yourself a little bit of extra time to play today, and to go into the weekend ready to have a good, active, restorative weekend.
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much, Drew. It
Yeah.
is important to get into the weekend with that restorative mindset. And I think you know this, but I'd like to share it personally. You know, like so many people, my sleep was destroyed earlier this year, you know, due to the pandemic and everything that it brought. And like you said, getting up at that same time and combining the two things, actually getting up and getting that movement in earlier in the day, even if
Mm,
it wasn't the gym, life changer. I'm sleeping
yeah.
so much better. I really do appreciate this, Drew. I think a lot of people can use this
Good.
simple and these few practices. It can really make a difference. Starting this weekend, right? Let's just try it on the weekend and see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Drew. And we will see you bright and early on Monday morning. Thank you
Perfect.
so much.
Thank you.